There it is. Okay. That is off. All right, I'm gonna put this back here so I don't knock it over. I have a tendency to do these things. Oh, welcome. So for meditation today, whatever you need to sit comfortably, and then a nice shavasana setup, whatever that looks like for you. I always love a pillow. I love blankets, I like my bolsters. So this is always a short shavasana unless you want to make it longer. We're gonna start on our backs today. So if you want, you can lay your blanket down underneath you so you have a little bit of padding. But if you need a little bit of stickiness under your feet, make sure that the blanket's pulled away from the mat, because we're gonna lift our hips up a bit for baby bridge, so you don't wanna slide. Okay, come on down. Let your feet come to the floor, and perhaps we start with the feet a bit wider than the knees. A hand at the heart, a hand at the belly, and we'll take a big breath in the nose and out the mouth. Let's do that again. As you breathe in, can you feel the expansion beneath your hands? As you breathe out, can you feel the weight of your body just surrender into the floor? No effort. From here, let the breath begin to deepen. And let your hands come down along your sides. And you can walk your feet in closer to each other a little bit if you'd like. And then as you inhale next, let your hips lift up, let your arms float overhead. And exhale, release back down. And do this again, reaching up on the inhale. And floating down as you exhale, you can allow for your eyes to close. The movements will be repetitive and simple so that you can really start to focus on the breath. Let your movements last for about as long as your breath does. You can start the movement as you inhale, finish it at the top. Exhale, same thing. Or you can play with moving your breath inside of the movement or moving within the breath, right? So one will be slightly longer than the other. Whatever feels best. We'll go up one more time. And this time, as your arms come down, let your feet come up and squeeze your legs in. And then inhale, reach your arms up, reach your legs up. Exhale, squeeze it in. And do that a couple more times. And this time, as you bring the knees in, give a little squeeze, release the feet to the floor. Let the feet go wide this time as your hips lift up and arms come overhead. Leave the arms up as you exhale your hips down and to the left. And let the knees tip over to the right. Reach through the left side of the body. And then come back to center and over to the left with your knees and the right with your hips. Reach through the right side of the body. back to center. Squeeze it in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze, and then let the feet come down again wide, arms overhead, hips up. Release the hips over to the left, knees to the right. Reach through the left side of the body and over to the left with your legs. Hips go right. Feet are still wide. Reach through the right side of the body. Come on back to center. And we'll draw the knees in and rock on up to a seat. You can always roll to the side and press up. And we will come find our seat. From here, as you prop up, allow for your spine to lengthen. So we draw the chin in just a bit as the crown moves to the ceiling, and let your weight shift so that you can feel your shoulders moving over your hips. And least amount of effort here. So you might have to prop up a bit more. You might need something under your knees. We'll bring the hands into the armpits, thumbs sticking out, and close the eyes, padadirsasana. Continue with that deep, even breath. Feeling the expansion through your side ribs, feeling the pressure moving into your hands. And see if you can feel it moving evenly between left and right side. Where can you soften? Maybe it's the brow. Maybe it's the jaw or the tongue. Perhaps the shoulders. Maybe begin to stretch out the length of your exhalation. And we do this by slowing the breath down. To use the core to release the breath more slowly. Perhaps you add in retention at the top of your inhales. When you retain, you pull the belly in and up as the pelvic floor engages, chin moves in towards the throat, chest lifts up. When you're ready to exhale, release those 3 locks, the Treta Bandha, and let the breath slowly release. If retention is not for you, then you can always just take a slight pause or skip it entirely. You don't want to retain if you're pregnant, if there's high blood pressure, or if you've been given any reason not to. So if it creates any strain, any stress or anxiety, then it's not serving its purpose. Take a few more rounds here. And then you'll release your hands to your thighs. We'll bring first finger and thumb to touch when you're ready. When you move into releasing the hands, you can let your breath drop into its own rhythm. You can allow for the lips and the teeth to part. Then keeping your right hand as it is with first finger and thumb touching, bring that hand to the center of your chest. So the pinched fingers touch the center of the chest and the other fingers lay over your heart. And if there is a quality, something that you would like to bring into your life, a belief, take a moment to think about what that intention is. And if you work with me in Sankalpa, you can use that here, your Sankalpa. Otherwise, just work with an intention. Work with something you'd like to bring in. And then create an image within the mind's eye of what things would look like if you call this in and it is present in your life. We're going to lick the thumb. Place the saliva at the third eye, the point between the brows and up slightly. Let your hand come back to your thigh, keeping the fingers touching. And now release the image, the word or the phrase. Let your inner gaze rest softly at the point between the brows. As your teeth part, let your tongue drop. And you'll notice the breath continues to get soft. We'll sit for 10 minutes. If you find yourself distracted, busy mind, silently use the mantra Mang, imagining Ma rising through the roof of the mouth to the midbrain. Ang radiates out like a pebble being dropped into the water. Silently repeat a few times and then come back to remoistening the third eye point. tip of your tongue to the roof of the mouth. Keeping your eyes closed, bring the hands together in front of you as you drag the tongue to your teeth. And then release it, rubbing your fingertips together. And as you feel the heat separate the hands and allow it to turn into that magnetism, that puffiness, healing energy. You can play with that. Take it and place it over your eyes, healing the brain. The palms come to touch between the brows, and repeat that intention for yourself one more time here. Seeing it across the screen of your mind. And bring your hands down over the throat and see it here. And drag your hands to your heart and see your intention here. And drag down to the belly and allow your intention to be written here. Drop into the lower abdomen to pubic crease and see it here. And bring your hands down, visualizing it into the pelvic floor. And then dropping chin to chest, rub your hands down your thighs firmly. And circle the knees, allowing the eyes to blink open to a point on the floor, nice and soft with the gaze. And let the gaze gently lift, bringing the energy, the hands down the shins and the calves, and squeezing those ankles. And then massage the soles of your feet, squeezing at the toes. And stretch it out and bounce it out. And take your pillow and go ahead and lie down. And come back to hand at heart and belly, or whatever's most comfortable for you. Big breath in, let it go. Stay here for a minute. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormamritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. deepen. You can wiggle fingers and toes if you're coming out. Otherwise, you're welcome to stay and take a nice long Shavasana. But as you make your way up, if it feels good to give a little bit of a twist or a squeeze, you are welcome to do that. And as you rise, you will bring hands to heart and bowing head to heart. Honor yourself for coming to the mat and for having practice. Hari Om, Om Tat Sat. May you always allow the infinite wisdom, the unbound potential, the unconditional love and light that is always shining from within, spread from your heart into your hands so that it may touch every moment of your living as you reach back out into the world. Namaste.